Hi, Serafina.
Hi, Pipaluk.
Welcome to the Magic Escape.
Welcome to the Pipaluk and Serafina podcast.
Oh, yeah, that's what it's called. Sponsored by our mystery school
Magic
and online temple. Yes.
Yeah.
Hi.
All right. Hi. We're answering spiritual questions and discussing general big topics on spirituality. And we're so excited to be here. And I have a question today because when I started this work with you, I did a course with Anna Belvima Bakic, and she's a shaman, and
she's awesome.
She's amazing, and it was a lot about. Man, I hope I'm not going to get in trouble with her because my version of what it was about, which was about a lot about feeling energies and auras and.
That's what it was about to you. Yeah.
That's what it was about to me. That's a great way to put it. And today I had the feeling I went to a doctor, and because of like a massage, not a massage thing, osteopath. I don't know what that is in English.
Oh God, but what's your question? I'm already dying here.
Well, the question is, I was lying there and she's like doing her work and I can't really help her. And some of it hurts. And I just wanted to put out good vibes and good energy. And I feel like she's the kind of person she's going on a Ayurveda retreat. And she's the kind of person who's probably open to the spiritual world or connected to it in some way.
Osteopath?
Yeah, right?
Usually, for sure.
So I was just lying there and I was like, okay, I can kind of focus on pain or whatever. And I was just thinking about, sending good vibes and sending good energy and like focusing on the sun and the warmth within me and like sharing that. And I was wondering if she can then feel that and if it's a thing or not, or, I'm just playing around here. I just want to put out good vibes and without saying anything. And what's the deal with that? Please share your professional insights, because this is just me as someone who
deal with that?
Doesn't really know what's going on, but just like playing around
and
feeling into it. Like it feels for real. It's not I think there's something to it, but I don't know what's really to it.
For realsies.
Yeah, for realsies.
So we're actual real sisters, so forgive us, or not, actually. We're not asking for forgiveness, but we're actual real sisters, so we have a history of talking to one another. So I'm getting two questions. One is is she feeling what you're doing? And the other question is, does it make sense to even be doing this?
Yeah, is it real?
This you already know. You already answered that question. Okay, it feels real, right? This is not the question.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Thanks for calling me out on my own words.
That's just your brain doubting itself.
Yes.
Or rather, that's your brain doubting what the rest of your being knows to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, which, our poor brains actually give your brain some love. If it's been indoctrinated by that story that magic is somehow not real. So one thing that can help you with that narrative is to ask her if she can feel the difference between clients when they are resisting what she's doing somewhere physically, or when they are sending in good energy and trying to help and ease their body. Just, without saying what you're doing, and hear what she has to say. And so while some might say, oh, well, that's giving it away and you're already creating bias through that, my point with this is that it's not so much about that as it is to start connecting with people who also have the sense of it feels real. Mm-hmm. 'Cause this way, yeah.
Pick me. So, I mean, now that you say this, I remember I talked to a hairdresser once, and when she washes people's hair, I mean, she's doing a head massage. She says she can always like sense the energy, and sometimes it's incredibly draining.
Yeah.
But then these people are probably not like giving out energy intentionally. They're just being. Yeah.
And the person that is doing it might, I think that's actually quite common. We all experience that sometimes, where we're around someone and it's incredibly draining, and we have to really fortify ourselves. And here is where I feel the work that we do in our membership, in our lives calls, and also that I do one-on-one on people I do the apprenticeship with, who I work with one-on-one for a longer time, is to learn the practices by which you work with yourself so it's not as draining. You know how to replenish, or how to create these energetic boundaries in the moment.
Yeah.
So I mean,
you've given me great advice on that, which is and you gave it to me, I don't know, 15 years ago, and I still use it. But
oh wow. So is it real? But see, again, you are right.
But does it make a difference, right? So either I'm sitting there in the chair and I'm a generally positive, happy person overall, like in my being. And what does the difference make if I'm actively putting energy into it versus just existing?
I mean, that's really something for you to answer. And I can give perspectives on that. So I guess that's what you're asking me, is perspective. Because because you just stated, if I give you a practice, you're still using it 15 years later, you've re-answered the question, is it real or not, with a yes. When you do this, so you're like putting in good energy, there are fine lines to pay attention to. One is like, am I trying? Or am I doing because it feels like that's what I need to be doing? Because sometimes the trying bit, and I've been there myself, when I've been on the massage table, can make it harder, because you're like saying it has to be good energy.
It was just a feeling of it was just what came to me, and I did it because I don't think I did it last time.
Perfect. So then it was a doing, because there's the thing, like there's a difference between I'm on the table and I need to try and do this because this is what makes it helpful. And it's not always the right time and place to do it. That can sometimes like work against the healing. If you're having this in your brain and your body's like, but I don't have that capacity right now. But if you get this like insight or inspiration, I love inspiration because you're inhaling from the divine, inspire, then you just do it, then of course it helps.
Okay, that's and then the question is, am I doing it for myself? I'm definitely doing it for myself because it also feels good to me.
Yeah.
But she also feels it somehow, for sure, probably, I guess.
Well, this is where the conversation comes in.
Yeah.
So the answer would be yes. On one level, whether that's her reply or not, of course, she would feel it, because we're all interconnected in that way. Either subconsciously she feels it, or maybe afterwards, she notices she feels good, or she's just in a good mood, or like there's so many layers to how someone might experience this. And the other thing I want to add is, you say you do it for yourself, but this idea that we're all connected, we're never doing things just for ourselves, because we're all part of this big organism. Yeah. And I think that's something, because I notice the marketing on Instagram. I'm on there a lot these days as I, run our Instagram, for Magic is Key, at Pipaluk Magic, if you want to drop by. And there's just so many ads that I get that it's like, it's about the self, like do it for yourself. Luckily, I'm also getting now my algorithm with like herbal remedies, which is like helping other people as well. But there's like, you wanted this, you wanted that, and like, this is how you get there. But I do feel, what we discussed in our other podcast, like the big spiritual transformation of 2026 is to also realize everything we do it touches other people. When we take what we think is ours and it's not reciprocal, right? Like if you would take her energy because she's healing me now, then you might leave her drained, right?
Yeah. I've never thought about it that way.
And that's the same with the hair massage. Like, oh yeah, I need this. Like, and then you come with all your emotional crap from the day, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm paying my hairdresser, and I'm just going to take this now, on a subconscious level in an entitled way, and I'm going to dump out all my all my, like, I'll let her be my emotional trash can, because people talk also a lot when they get their hair done. Not always, but that's, part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I can just rant about my life for an hour.
Which you can, but it depends on that energy. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the one thing. And then there's something really cool I want to share with you.
What? Cool.
So this is the teacher of my partner, whom he learned ancient temple lomi from.
Hawaiian,
Pathway to the Stars, Hawaiian. And she has this wonderful book called Pathway to the Stars. I'm reading it. You've read it?
I read it. Yeah.
Do you remember the bit about the tooth called Chester?
No.
So there's this bit, I'm reading it now because I'm double checking also the German version of it. And there's this bit where she has a tooth that needs to be pulled. And the dentist says, like, this could be really challenging, and your gums are really strong, and I don't know if I'll be able to get it out in one piece. And then it might take up to 2 hours, because that's his experience. Yeah. And so she, with all her, teachings that she carries, talks to her tooth and says, like, directly, as life force, as consciousness, the way, like, if the earth talks to us, this big life form having a chat with us, which I think is always happening. Like, this is what needs to happen now.
Most of the time we're not listening. We're not receptive.
A lot of us aren't. Yeah. And so she talks to her tooth, and it tells her, its name, Chester. And they, like, come to this, agreement, I guess. I don't think that's what she wrote, but that's how I experienced her story. That, like, this needs to happen. And the tooth is basically prepared, spoken to. And then she asked her dentist to also talk to the tooth. During the procedure. Next level. Yeah. That's next level. She didn't say that the tooth is called Chester, but she said, before you pull it, talk to it. So the dentist does all the work, and he is a wonderful dentist who narrates what he's doing as he does it. And then at some point he goes silent, and Jody wrote, like starting to wonder what's going on. And then the dentist starts talking and says, I just spoke to your tooth, and then pulled it out in one piece. And the whole procedure took half an hour.
Wow.
So a quarter of the time projected. And so it's like that. If you tell your body, where you're hurting or where you feel there's healing that's needed, and you're saying, hey, like, tense back. We are going to to get osteopathic treatment right now. And it's for healing. Just make sure this is what's happening. Let me know what you need. And then you can maybe also talk to your osteopathic practitioner, to also talk to those parts of the body, if she doesn't already have that as part of her practice. And in that way, create this whole, collaboration, like treating all of yourself as conscious.
Yeah. And this is amazing, especially for all of us who are living in the mind.
Yeah.
To open up to involving the body more.
Yeah.
I would say.
And I'm going through that too right now. I mean, that's been part of my practice for years, is to use different visualizations, but it depends also on the time of my life. Like after a breakup, it was probably the hardest and the best breakup ever. Like, my body was so relaxed. That my massage therapist, there was like no pain, and all her massages hurt. And that was the only time I felt that. And then
so your body telling you made the right decision.
Yeah, it was like, I was so relaxed. Like I haven't been that relaxed since then. And that was right after the breakup. And then a couple of weeks ago, she massaged me, and I have those two small kids, and my body was so tense, holding on to something so crazy that like she couldn't get anywhere with me that day.
Wow.
And then my partner got me a 2-hour massage last week. And finally, I was like, oh, now I'm ready to let go of whatever this is. And then that same massage was able to get rid of the pain in my shoulder. And now, so this time I'm having that massage again tomorrow, because then she's leaving for a couple of months. I'm like, okay, so we've let go of the physical part. And tomorrow I'm like, with my awareness, my consciousness, I'm preparing my body also with a divination ritual I'm doing with a friend today on the new moon. Prepare myself to let go of even the deeper layers that are blocking me from doing the things I feel I must do that I finally feel ready for.
Is this the emotional part? Would you say
I would say that's emotional. Some of it like ancestral, past life-ish, cells that had other experiences. That could be a 20-minute podcast to explain that in full, like all these layers, because it goes deep. But yeah, emotions are a big one for it. Yeah.
Okay, let's bring it back to the original question. You said it was in 2 parts. First one was,
does she feel it?
Does she feel it?
We answered that with yes.
Yeah, and
does it make sense to do it?
Which
yes,
we now also, it needs to be aligned, and you can have many intentions around why you're doing it.
You can, yeah.
And then we went into all the ways reasons to do it.
Yeah. And the only thing to be careful with is if the body or if the mind is pushing an agenda on the body. Like I have these intentions, or I feel like I should be doing this. And if there's like tension around it, and the body is not on board with it, it can be counterproductive. Yeah. So it's something
needs to be aligned.
Yeah, it has to happen like bottom up, not top down.
Yeah.
In terms of the awareness. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, cool.
You always have final words?
No.
You always have just one more thing?
Just one more? No.
Okay, then share, how can we do, I said what I did today, but maybe for someone who's not tried this before, how can they work with us? How can someone try this today?
Yeah, so when the next time you're getting a treatment of any kind, health, speak to the body part that's getting the treatment. And while you're on the table, like those are 2 options. So one is speak to the body part. The other one is to feel into your body during the treatment. So instead of just being in the head and letting your mind wander and thinking about your day and all that, really be present with the treatment.
But I wasn't like, for me, it was just, I just wanted to put out good energy into the room and play with aura or whatever. And, but I didn't,
or that.
It wasn't for health or
it was just what felt right.
Yeah.
So do what feels right.
So maybe the tip is to do, if you have the inclination or you have the intuition to do something like this, don't brush it off as something silly or unnecessary or stupid, but actually allow it to happen, actually do it. And then, like Pipaluk said, I could have asked the practitioner. Yeah, you can have a conversation. A difference. Yeah, I could have done that. And so you can do that as well and see if you can. Yeah. If you can also always say, and you can teach your logical mind that it's real as well. Yeah, if you have that. And in Jody Mountain's words or in her teachings, something I've been doing for years, and she's just giving me like words again for it. I've always tried to do that, is to just be fully present with what's happening. Mm-hmm. And in that way, you also automatically end up doing what feels right. So be present with the treatment. You're getting your hair cut. Like that's
transformation. That's freshening up for some,
Letting
be present
go.
with the care you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
When you're getting a tooth pulled, right? Be present with what's happening. You're letting go.
Mm-hmm.
So then what is that? It's exhale, it's release.
It's actually the perfect time to practice this, because when you're getting a treatment like this, you cannot be on your phone, maybe at the hairdresser, but like you're not on your phone, you're not on a call, you're not on social media. It's just a perfect slot for you to practice, or to just do it if you're not in the practicing mode anymore.
Yeah. And if you got to be on your phone for work, don't beat yourself up about it.
Yeah.
That's what feels right.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for answering my question. If you out there have a question for us, for Pipaluk, please share it in the comments or via email at support@magicisKey.com, or a DM on Pipaluk's Instagram, Pipaluk @PipalukMagic. We would absolutely love to hear from you. Pipaluk has so much experience, and we have people in our membership who pay. And once a month we do a live call where people can have their cards read. But yeah, this is a free way for you, if you have a question, to kind of reach
honestly, out of all our offerings, like what is most in line is our course Get What You Desire, because there we really work on
but it doesn't really
getting really clear on like what's underneath it all in the moment. I find like it's like, what does our heart desire? Yeah. And when we learn how to access that, it becomes easier in those moments of getting treatments or healing to be really present with desire in your body. So that's a really powerful one too. That's on our website, magiciskey.com. So I'm done. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening today. We hope to have you back here next week. Our podcasts go live every Tuesday on Spotify and Fridays on YouTube.
Okay.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.